All right, Mr. Ahmed here for 5.1 part 2. These are just some more difficult problems, a little bit more challenging with our triangles. We're going to use both the interior angle and the exterior angle theorem as we're working through these. So the first one says find angle 1 and angle 2. So you got some options here for figuring this problem out. I'm going to use the exterior angle theorem because I see angle on the outside. Angle 2 is on the outside. So the measure of angle 2 is equal to the two interior ones that it's not right next to added together. So that's 30 plus 42, which is 72 degrees. So we found the first one. Now that I know that this one's 72 degrees, I have two ways I could find this. This is a linear pair. So I could just take 180 minus 72 to figure that out. Or I could use the interior angles and say 42 plus 30 plus angle 1 equals 180. I'm going to use the linear pair because I already found this one. I think that's a little bit shorter. So for me to find angle 1, the measure of angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 72 because it's a linear pair. Here we have the exterior angle. Here I'm using linear pair. So 180 minus 72 is 102 degrees. So we got it. All right, next problem. Again, this is kind of that one where I was saying that some of these interior ones could be a little bit tougher. So I have an X in every single angle, so I'm going to have to add all these up and set it equal to 180. So first angle, 3x plus 28 plus 5x plus 52 plus the third one, 2x minus 10 equals 180. And now we can solve the equation. Combine like terms. 3x, 5x, 2x is 10x. 28 plus 52 minus 10 is 70. And then we can subtract our 70. 10x equals 110. And 110 divided by 10 is 11. So we found x. Now the question, however, said to find angle B. So I have to plug 11 back in to find angle B. So the measure of angle B is equal to 5 times 11 plus 52. So that would be 55 plus 52. And 55 plus 52 is 107. And that would be an obtuse triangle. All right. Next example here, the measure of one acute angle in a right triangle is 8 times the measure of the other. Find the measure of each angle. So, let's see here. The measure of one acute angle, right triangle. I think I would draw a picture, all right? Key word here is that we have a right triangle. So for us to figure this out, I'm going to draw a right triangle. So with my right triangle, I know one of the angles is 90 degrees because it's right. So I'm going to mark that with the right angle. Now it says one acute angle is 8 times the measure of the other. So I don't know either one. If one of them is x, the other has to be 8 times that, which is 8x. Now I can set up my equation. These three angles add up to 180. So 8x plus 90 equals 180. And now when we solve these, let's combine like terms. 9x plus 90 equals 180. 9x equals 90. And then we divide by 9. X is equal to 10. Now it said to find each angle, so I still have to plug this back in. So one of the angles is 10 degrees. The other is 10 times 8, which is 80 degrees. And the other one was our 90 degree angle. So we found all three angles. All right, last one. Oh, the bow tie. That's what I call the bow tie problem. So, looks like we got a couple things going on here. I see that I have a set of parallel lines. All right, parallel lines goes back to chapter 3. I did mention a couple things about those that we're going to get to. So for me to find x and y, I see that this 30 degrees is here with the parallel lines. If I trace them, keep in mind, we look for the Z. With the Z, we have alternate interior angles, and those have to be congruent. So angle Y has to be 30 degrees. So Y is equal to 30. And here, this 90 degrees, that means these two lines are perpendicular, so this is also 90. So for me to find X, X plus 30 plus 90 equals 180. Then we'll solve here. So X plus 120 equals 180. Subtract our 120 and X is equal to 60. So we found X, we found Y. Now a couple things here before I turn you loose, just a couple reminders on classifying. When you have to classify the angle by the triangle by the angles, if we have to classify by the angles, just a couple key things. This triangle here, let's say this is 40 degrees and this is 60 degrees. 40, 60. You still need to find the third one before we can classify those. So when I think about this process here, 40 plus 60 is 100. That means this last one has to be 80. So this triangle would be acute. Okay, so make sure you find the missing angle before you determine. If you have to classify by the sides. If we classify it by the sides, just look for some tick marks, okay? If you see two tick marks, that means that these two are congruent, so this is isosceles. Okay, if there's some side measures, let's say 6, 12, and 8. 6, 12, and 8. None of those are equal, so these two, or this triangle would be scalene. All right, so make sure you're careful as you're classifying. That's all we got for the extra practice. We'll catch you later.